And now we've moved into another smAshlights section where we talk about whatever we want during the smAsho stream, and we've got some interesting stories as we typically do during our news crawler services. How about a Hoag's object? Still a mystery after 70 years. How does a galaxy form that way? Is it gravitational lensing? Well, it turns out that the redshift of these stars and the redshift of these stars is identical, an indication that they're at the same focal length. And it's not really evident how galaxies form this way, and there's a bunch of objects that are sort of similar. This one is called, it's just called Hoag's object. So I don't know if that's a class, if that's in a classification also. I think it would probably have a Messier classification as well as an NGC. It's just not listed in the article. Now, we're not fans of Forbes, because Forbes killed a story about the hoax of climate change. But, hey, you never know when they're going to come out with something good. Steve Forbes is one creepy dude, but hey, this is a good article. So anyway, astronomers lack cosmic toolboxes. And the cosmic toolbox includes things like gravity and collisions, mainly. And those sort of features, those sort of phenomenon are used to explain practically everything. Now we see a lensed object here, and anyway, check out the article on Forbes, or do a search for Hoag's object, and you should see some interesting stuff. Some different galaxies. This one's believed to have formed by the collision between a larger and smaller galaxy. So that one's known as the Cartwheel Galaxy. And you can see those hot blue stars surrounding it. So another interesting article about galaxies, there's NGC 1291, and I'll just let the article scroll so you can read it without ever having to go to Forbes.com. So please feel free to press pause to read the article if you like. We'll be here when you get back. That's the beauty of on demand, right? Anyway, there's an analysis of a false color image of PGC 10000714, a Hoag-like object. You can see once again you've got this ring with empty space in between it and the inner ring. So there are a bunch of galaxies like this. Here's NGC 6028. Here's another ring galaxy. That's a composite image, actually, of Hoag's object. So anyway, if you want to check that article, it's called Astronomy's Most Perfect Ring Galaxy Hoag's Object is Still a Mystery After 70 Years. Japanese telescope, the SciSci telescope, which is a the SciMay telescope. SciMay, I don't know. My Far Eastern language pronunciation is questionable. Anyway, a super flare has been noted on a nearby star. I think it's at about 16 light years, so it's quite close. A.D. Leonis, a red dwarf. And I won't get into the HR diagram or anything like that, but nice job, Namakata. Light from excited hydrogen atoms of the superflare exhibited an amount of high-energy electrons roughly on the order of magnitude greater than typical flares from the sun. Okay? Anyway, it's a very high-precision telescope, and we're expecting more great things to come out of this. Published in Astronomical Society of Japan. This one's on SciTech Daily. The new SciMay telescope, detecting an intense, quote, super flare. Let's go back to Forbes real quick. Possibly my favorite cartoonist ever, Gary Larson, is back to making The Far Side after 25 years. Nice timing, Gary Larson. We can't wait to see the new comics. Of course, they'll be brilliant. Anyway, he's been publishing online one of my favorite comic strips of all time, probably my favorite comic strip of all time, The Far Side. super science nerdy level jokes in there. So shout out to Gary Larson. Welcome back to the fold. And oh no, now we've moved on to some really scary and spooky stuff. It's so scary and spooky that I'm going to have to do a For You Again. All right, and let's continue on with the content here. I've survived a global pandemic so far. Would you like to see us make merch with this on it? Would you be willing to buy a shirt like this for $25 plus shipping? Well, we're still considering it. And pardon the delay, but it's all got to do with funding, folks. Anyway, some people have survived a global pandemic. Other people have emerged brain dead. Check it out. Skid marks on a pride-painted crosswalk have prompted West Vancouver police to investigate a hate crime because the owner of this car, this red and black Mustang, it looks like, skidded. And if you look closely, there are hardly any skid marks on the white stripe, which means the driver must have been homophobic and a white supremacist. Looks like a parody account. Nice tweet. Alfatero. Anyway, trying to classify a traffic violation as a hate crime indicates some bored police. And by the way, this is the Insanity Files section of smAshomash.com/forum. We've picked up 2 articles as people are losing their minds lately, and I've noted some of the worst drivers I've ever seen in my life in the past couple of days. Perhaps we'll have to look at cosmic rays. A Wisconsin man allegedly killed a motorcyclist because he was white. So Daniel Navarro, 27, apparently intentionally initiated a head-on collision with Philip Thiessen, 55, pronounced dead at the scene, as this genius alleged that he's been harassed, drugged, poisoned, or verbally attacked by white people. He claimed that he could hear one of his neighbors making racist comments through the walls of his residence and decided somebody has to die. So he decided to go initiate a head-on collision with a motorcycle. Sounds insane to me. Sounds like a real hate crime. What say you? By the way, we've started another topic here at smAshomash.com/forum in the free-for-all forum. Now, that last one is part of the general science forum, but here in the free-for-all forum, we're talking about movie recommendations. And nobody's commented yet, so please stop by and leave a comment, smAshomash.com/forum, in the movie recommendations section. That means you. So here's one. Kelly's Heroes, a World War II-based action drama starring Clint Eastwood, Telly Savalas, Don Rickles, and Donald Sutherland as Oddball. Possibly my favorite character ever in a movie. Watch it if you haven't. It's a great piece of fiction. We're also all over social media. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, minds.com/smashomash, smashomash.locals.com, Dave Rubin's new site. We're on Twitter. Check out the tweets over there. Always some interesting content. We got a great view. We're also on Instagram, instagram.com/smashomash. Got a great view of the frontal boundary from that coastal low that for some reason the media has decided to call Tropical Storm Faye, even though it was never a tropical storm. Anyway, a great view of the frontal boundary. You can see this clear sky with wispy cirrus clouds and then these low clouds in the foreground, an indication of a frontal boundary, a massive pressure gradient. If you haven't checked us out there, still can't get the 500 followers, as we've got over 2,800 posts. And here ends another episode of smAshlights. And thanks for tuning in. Whether you viewed live or you viewed Memorex, or whether you're a daily space weather regular who likes to view our live premieres.